you're buying any cards from TCG Player, please use the link in the description to help support my content. This video is sponsored by Pokemon Store, TCG Player, PokemonCard.io, and Card Market. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. So this weekend we had another of the GG Tour tournaments, which are free entry and offer a $500 prize pool, which is always pretty cool to see. They do get pretty competitive, and usually they're a nicer or a more accurate representation, since there is money on the line, of what you could expect at once we get back to tournaments and stuff. Like, you would expect to see people take this more seriously, be less experimental with their decks, and play something that's more tried and true and effective. And that is the case for the winner. Joshua Sutherland ended up winning the event with none other than a pure Station deck, which on paper it seems like it should deal with Mew VMAX 2 too well, since they can bypass the Samacenta quite easily, and they can also get easy one kills on Station. But ultimately it ended up winning the whole thing, ended up pocketing in $200, which is very nice. And I feel like at this point the deck should be very familiar to most of you, but just in case it isn't, we have ZACIAN V with an Intrepid Sword ability, where you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck and attach any number of Metal Energy cards you find there to this Pokemon, and you put the other cards into your hand. You use this ability your turn in, so this is how you want to end your first turn, and that's it. Hopefully you don't have to use that ability in the rest of the game, otherwise you're probably in some sort of trouble. And combining with Intrepid Sword, we have Oranguru's Primate Wisdom ability, which allows you to switch a card from your hand with the top card of your deck. That allows you to put an energy from your hand to the top, and immediately you get to attach it with Station, which is pretty cool. Now we also have Samacenta V with the Dauntless Shield ability, where you prevent all damage done to this Pokemon by attacks from your opponent's Pokemon VMAX. Obviously, in a Pokemon VMAX dominated metagame, this ability is really good and can stop a lot of decks in their tracks. And Assault Tackle is a very powerful attack as well, doing 130 damage and discarding a special energy from your opponent's active Pokemon. And with so many special energies being played around these days, this attack becomes even more powerful. Now, the rest of the deck is very straightforward, with 4 Research, 3 Marnie, a Raihan, and 4 Boss's Orders, along with 4 of all the other key pieces: the Metal Saucer, the Quick Ball, the Crystal Cave, the Switches, the Rotom Phone, the Cape of Toughness, and then a 2-2 split of Tool Scrapper and Herballoon, along with a very solid 12 energy count. 12 energies, I believe. This math was done a very long time ago. I was playing a lot of, in the early onset of my career, almost 20 years ago, I was playing decks with 12 attachable energies on turn 1 to make sure that you wouldn't miss an energy attachment at any given time. And this seems to be the case in the modern era as well, in a lot of situations. So let's jump into some games, see how this deck stands up to the current ladder metagame on PTCGO. Alright, we're up against Isco SSJ. SSJ always makes me think about Super Saiyan. So I am not sure if this person is a Dragon Ball fan or not, but it's always cool to see. Alright, so we got a decent start. The unfortunate part is that we are going second, which does mean that we are at risk of just outright getting KO'd, especially by the single strike deck. Yeah, if we're going first, we would be in a fairly decent spot. We seem to... I did mulligan twice. They also did mulligan twice? I don't know. The mulligan sequence is just weird. Yeah, I think we both mulligan twice, and then they mulligan once more. So that's why I got the extra card. And they start Houndour. They don't start AV, which is always useful. Single strike decks seem to have stopped playing counters to tool cards, such as Tool Jammer or Tool Scrapper. So that means Station is hopefully safe for next turn, and that Houndour is a pretty good search for the captured triple Houndour, in fact. But no V means we're not at risk of getting single strike by Urshifu, which is always good. To have a Rotom Phone, I really would have liked to get an energy. So the mulligan actually, no, actually, never mind. Okay, so the issue here is that I'm not going to be getting a I'm not going to be getting a what's the word? I'm not gonna be getting an energy of Intrepid Sword, right? As we just saw, unless it's random, right? Unless I randomly get one, but I do not. And okay, so things are not off to a great start. If you've seen some of my recent videos when I play against this deck, my opponents always end up going first, and they end up their turn with a fully powered up station with a boss in their hand to threaten me. It's not quite the case for what I'm able to do, but it is what it is. Alright. Worst case scenario is getting KO'd by this station right here, and it is very, very possible, and I will not have a very good response to that. See the retreat, and yeah, they just have it. They just have it. Yeah. So to say I'm dead would be an understatement. No, these players, like, he top decked the Urshifu, right? He top decked the Urshifu. I mean, this is the game that I play, right? I can't seem to catch a break at all. I really just can't. Okay, so I'm very likely not going to be able to attack this turn. I should at least do this, power up you, and then go ahead and Marnie away my opponent's hand. So the Cape of Toughness are what might potentially save me. That's literally the only thing. Alright, so I'm going to Intrepid Sword with the active. I do find an energy, which is useful. I also have Boss's Orders to chase this guy down. But yeah, I need my opponent now to not evolve, which, as I just said it, very likely it's just going to happen, right? Very likely that's just exactly what's going to happen. Right. So we do see a Houndoom use right here. It could signify that my opponent's just going to retreat. Thinning the deck first before using the stadium. There's another Urshifu for the draw 2 with Tower of Darkness. So now I'm in a little bit of a conundrum, right? I don't want to lose my Boss's Orders. If they have the VMAX, then I just lose, right? And they found the research. So I guess they were debating between research and Marnie right there. They grab the energy. So they choose to retreat in order to get the attack off. They get the energies back with the urn. So yeah, it comes down to their VMAX. They have their VMAX. This turn that I lost ends up being just useless. Okay, I don't need to boss right here, so I'm just gonna go ahead and Marnie. What? I can't catch a break. Not even an energy, you know? Like, just not even an energy to follow this up with. To get a potential attack going next turn. No supporter and no energy. Yeah, I'm still not guaranteed an attack next turn somehow. I play phones, I play right hand, I play all sorts of cards that help me. Play quick balls, I play a Rangaroo, but I can't seem to quite get there. Alright. We'll choose to attack me with the Urshifu, even though they could potentially have knocked me out with a 2 energy Houndoom, right? Which I feel like would have been a way better choice. We do get Marnied. I still don't think I'll be able to attack. Yeah. Somehow the next 8 cards in my deck, 9 cards in my deck, about to be 10, I do not have any sort of draw power. And yeah, so my opponent got the VMAX, it's game over. On to the next game, I guess. Alright, so yeah, I mean, not much to analyze in the previous game. This is why I keep mentioning that I'm really surprised at just in general, right? Like when I see players win tournaments with these lists, which is they're completely optimized, right? And then I draw like I drew the previous game, and just like I can't find a supporter over the course of 2 turns. I whiff energy when I'm playing 12. I think I'm generally believing that I don't have the, like, I know I'm a skilled player. I don't think I have the luck that's necessary to be successful, right? You do need to have a certain degree of luck to be successful. Right now at the Pokemon trading card game, and I don't believe I have that. I don't. The last 2 years with no regular play have shown me, for some reason online I cannot catch a break. Okay, this is looking more playable. I do find an energy, thankfully. So I'm just gonna go ahead and bench all of these guys and then go Intrepid Sword. And hey, we have played a supporter last turn. We hopefully get to play one next turn. And we have ZACIAN almost powered up. So I've almost done what the deck tries to do. I couldn't do it last game. Hopefully I can do it this game. All right. And yeah, like I'm not even complaining, right? I understand that Pokemon is a game which combines a deck building aspect, a skill and decision making aspect, and a luck aspect. And it's out of my control. The luck aspect is out of my control. The other 2 are in my control. And the other 2 help compensate for the luck aspect. But there is an amount of luck required at the moment that I simply do not seem to possess at all. Alright, so we're up against Rapid Strike Inteleon. Alright, that was a very good top deck. If there's a boss's orders right here, I could go after the dude. Unfortunately, there isn't one. So I'm just gonna grab this, I guess. Attach that to the Zamazenta. Save a research, right? So I don't research away a research, making it harder to find research later. And we'll go ahead and research away. All right. So Crystal Cave will be pretty important. And I mean, I think I'm just gonna quick wall. I've been whiffing energy attachments so much that I think I'd rather just keep that energy guaranteed, honestly, at this point. And we'll go ahead and Break Blade. There we go for the KO. Yeah, I really want to guarantee that energy. So this is going to be a little awkward in a way because of all the healing. However, I'm not going to bench anything else, and I just need to make sure that Zamazenta destroys that Inteleon. But my opponent's hand was dead, so fortunately another dud game. See you in the next one. Alright, so we've lost the coin flip for the 3rd consecutive game. And we're up against the 2017 world champion Diego Casiraga. Very nice. Hopefully this is a good game. He's gonna mulligan, so we're gonna immediately find out what he is playing. And it seems to be we are going off against a mirror match. Alright. So hopefully this proves to be an interesting matchup. Gets the attachment immediately, goes for the Intrepid Sword, and finds the energy. All right, so we're gonna have to do this. We're gonna have to do this. I feel like I should just commit the energy, right? And I'll go ahead and Marnie take away his huge hand away. All right, so I do find an Orang room, and I have Rotom Phone to hopefully find an energy within the next 5 cards. Just the one, right? Just the one. That's all I need. And I bench the Oranguru just to make sure that I don't die, in case my opponent finds Tool Scrapper plus the energy. The energy is pretty much a given. The Tool Scrapper should be a little harder to find for both of us, right? I'm assuming this is a 60 card mirror match based on this deck's result over the weekend. So we'll see. A quick ball away a boss. That's important to note. That's one less boss's orders for him throughout the rest of the game. To see the Oranguru. It might have been to potentially save a card off of an upcoming research, or to guarantee a card for the Marnie. I mean, both, like, it's the same thing, but potentially, I don't know. So either he's deciding between research and Marnie, or his hand is dead. Yeah, it seems like his hand is dead. Okay. So he's protecting his hand. And he's spreading the energies. Okay, so if I top deck an energy, this is my chance to get ahead. Okay, not quite. So I'm gonna go ahead and do this. And I do find the energy. Okay, now that is very lucky, very fortunate on my part. The advantage that Diego had is now gone, basically, because of that turn where he whiffed. And a lot of games come down to this. If you go first and you never whiff, you're probably gonna win the game. If you go first and you whiff at some point, then it's like playing hot potato in a way. Pokemon TCG is like playing hot potato. Whoever goes first has a potato, or doesn't have the potato, or whatever. Like, if you go first, you have a huge advantage. If you don't whiff your cards, you're probably going to win, unless your opponent does something very spectacular to the point where they make you whiff, right? So, and by making you whiff, it could either be you don't draw a card, or you end up not being able to attach for a turn, or they heal, right? Therefore you whiff a KO, not because you didn't have the cards, but because they prevented that KO. So something along those lines. All right, so we do see the Brave Blade. So the stadium does make it awkward, because after you Brave Blade, wow, that is very lucky on my part. Very, very lucky. I'm gonna bench this Zamazenta just in case, for now. But now I need a switch, right? A switch means I have a potential KO. So I think I want to attach to the active, because I might just end up retreating, right? Switch plus Saucer gets me KO. All right, so I'll go ahead and research. And okay, so I have another chance thanks to that second Oranguru, and there's the switch. Yeah, there's the switch, because I got the air balloon. So things are looking very good right here. For me, I'll put a boss's orders at the top, so I can chase potentially that ZACIAN. And yeah, right now I'm getting very lucky. I'm getting lucky in the sense that I never whiffed, right? I never once whiffed what I needed. And that's what made all the difference. That is clearly what made all the difference. Now my game-winning card is once again the switch, which I have potential access to through Rotom Phone. Diego is forced to bench another attacker, right? And unless he benches another Oranguru, I'd assume he'll try to bench another ZACIAN, or at the very least a Zamazenta. But there's a ZACIAN, and given how he has drawn so far, powering it up doesn't seem super easy. Yep. So now I am one switch away from winning this game. So I'll go ahead and heal myself. Oh, never mind. I also need the Tool Scrapper. So should I KO the Oranguru? I don't think I should. I'll guarantee an energy. So boss's orders are definitely, I actually think I'll guarantee a ZACIAN. Boss's orders are now significantly less useful in the sense that Diego clearly needs to attack me in order to win, right? And that means having a 2-prizer in the active spot. So I think we'll be okay. Right? I think we'll be okay, meaning I'm okay discarding that boss's orders is what I meant. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and retreat this into this Oranguru. I'll go ahead and power up here, split the energies, right? I think that's the way to go. I'll go ahead and quick pull away the Crystal Cave for thinning. And Diego says, well played. And yeah, he ends up conceding. Yeah, I think I was too far ahead with the double ZACIAN, having already taken 2 KOs. If I had only taken 1, maybe he had a chance at recovering, but he was a little too far behind at that point. And I still had a Tool Scrapper left to potentially knock out that final ZACIAN. So yeah, the deck's good, right? The deck's good. It obviously just won, so clearly it's good. I don't have the luck factor needed to consistently do what I just did, right? I don't believe it's seen me, at least not online. My accounts do not cooperate, but hey, yeah, like the deck is definitely very powerful, clearly, and based on this win, you can probably expect to see more of it in the online ladder in the upcoming week. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.